in this new world of technology that I still learn about daily, we at least do ask you to turn off your cell phone parts of your cell phones, and we appreciate that. And we'll be starting just in a few seconds. More people coming in. Good morning to everybody, and we want to welcome you to our 2014 awards announcement news conference here. Again, our National Collegiate Baseball Writers Association working very hard on this in association with other entities, which we'll be explaining in just a minute. I'm Howard Borden, glad to be with you this morning. You will find over by the TV, right behind the Powerade stand, the Coca-Cola Power stand, there are some news releases for all the awards provided on the nearby tables. And again, we are so glad you're with us. This is a tradition here during the College World Series. Before we get started formally, I want to thank, of course, Damani Leach with the NCAA and J.D. Hamilton for helping coordinate everything for us for our celebration this morning. I would like to introduce right now, over to my immediate right, Bo Carter. Bo will be presenting the NCBWA Wilbur Snip Award to a very special friend of ours and to college baseball. So, Bo, take it away and good morning.
Howard, thank you, and good morning to everyone. We do have a special recognition for the Wilbur Snip Award, which goes back 62 years now to the start of Collegiate Baseball, National Collegiate Baseball Writers Association. Our recipient today is known to everyone in the room. He's been a great friend to college athletics. He served time at Ole Miss at one time, so he's getting to see some old friends from that. J.D. Hamilton is one of the most respected people in the business. This is his 10-year anniversary for coordinating the media at the NCAA World Series. And I don't think he sleeps for 14 days. We honestly do. But he's one of the all-time great people. Has worked in a number of jobs at various schools. Worked at Purdue for a while, and has been just a really key cog in the NCAA thing. And we just want to thank Damani Leach and JD for just reiterate what Howard said for all the tremendous help. But at this time, we'd like to have JD come up and just want to shake hands and congratulate him on winning the Wilbur Snip Award, the contribution to college baseball.
Thank you very much, and congratulations to J.D. Hamilton. Again, J.D. does a tremendous job with everybody coordinating, making everything easy for us. Now, we have a National Collegiate Baseball Writers Association Coach of the Year Award. It gives me great pleasure to introduce the NCBWA president and from the Mountain West Conference. She does a great job this morning. An Omaha welcome to Miss Judy Wilson. Good morning, Judy Wilson. Good morning.
Good morning, and thank you all for joining us. This year's Coach of the Year recipient saw his team overcome a rough end to their regular season to advance to Omaha this year. Entering today's opener with Texas with a 40-23 record, head coach Mike Gillespie from UC Irvine has led his squads to 40-win seasons for the 14th time in his 27 seasons as a collegiate head coach. He picked up win number 1,000 this year earlier in the campaign and ranks number 16 all-time on the wins list with 1,036 wins. The American Baseball Coaches Association Hall of Famer is no stranger to Omaha, now bringing his 6th team to the College World Series, including a 1998 title run. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2014 NCBWA National Coach of the Year from UC Irvine, Mike Gillespie.
We'll have a few words from Coach Gillespie as well, and Mike, congratulations, and welcome you and your anteaters to Omaha.
Thank you. Comments. Thank you very much. Well, pardon me, and Please excuse this voice. It's a direct reflection of horrible umpiring. Which I know that. I'll tell you that. That's all it could be. Somebody told me the umpires at the College World Series are microphoned, and that is a scary, scary thought. I'm tremendously flattered and honored by this award, and I think that probably everybody in the room could understand that I'm also very, very, very uncomfortable with it. I think probably most coaches would feel uncomfortable with it. I think that when we realize of the vast number of coaches in the country that are doing a really outstanding job, it's pretty clear to me that this could not have been a unanimous vote. I'm real confident in saying that. And I think probably it seems obligatory to say, well, what this is a reflection on coaching staff. In my case, it's genuine. I feel very, very fortunate, very, very blessed with the people that are working with us. And the truth of the matter is that they're the ones doing the work. When we win, however, I'm really a good coach. And when we lose, why, that's their problem. So I would just say again that I feel honored. I'm fortunate that my wife Barbara is with me, and my daughter Kelly Kruder is here. So they are witnesses to this very fortunate event. So thank you very much.
Again, we congratulate our Coach of the Year, Mike Gillespie from UC Irvine. Again, Mike, welcome back to Omaha with the Anteaters. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have another award, our National Collegiate Baseball Writers Association Stopper of the Year. Now, Malcolm Gray on our board of directors and from East Carolina will be introducing, of course, our Stopper of the Year. And Malcolm, welcome back to Omaha.
Thank you very much. This year it's an honor to be back to announce this great award. This individual was 3-1 on the year, 17 saves, a minuscule .51 ERA. He led his team back to the College World Series for the second straight year, set the Louisville all-time or single-season saves record, recording the final 3 outs against Kennesaw State to get them to the College World Series. Recorded 4 saves in the 5 wins to get them to Omaha. That right there tells you enough about Nick Birdie, the 2014 Stopper of the Year.
First off, I just want to say thank you to my coaches, my teammates, Garrett, everyone that does everything behind the scenes for me. This is such an honor, and without Coach Williams, he's kind of taken me under his wing and shown me the ropes of becoming a closer. And after a shaky freshman year, kind of stepped up and took that role, and ever since then ran off with it. But I wouldn't be where I am without my teammates who have kind of given me this opportunity to save so many games and become the Stopper of the Year. And it's just a very respectful award to win with past winners such as Corey Knable, Addison Reed, Joshua Fields, just guys that are big leaguers now. And you look back on it, and it's just an honorable award to receive, and I'm grateful for the committee selecting me. Thank you.
Congratulations to Nick Birdie from Louisville. Welcome back to Omaha. Now, I believe he is with us. Is Coach Dan McConnell here? Coach Williams, would you like to come up and say maybe a few words about Nick, one of the assistant coaches from Louisville? Coach Williams, welcome back to Omaha.
Thank you. Nick Birdie, obviously, in our eyes, is very deserving of this award. I don't know if there's a harder worker in the country and a guy that is in tune with what he needs to do to be successful, and to watch his evolution over the course of 3 years. Obviously, he's been very special for us at Louisville, and he's given us opportunity after opportunity to win at the back end of games. He's been very consistent in what he's done. So just the way he carries himself, very humble young man, hard worker, hungry to be successful, and he is truly a kid that is driven to be great. So it's been special for us to watch that and be a part of that. And congratulations to Nick, and thanks, committee, for honoring him for this award.
Again, thanks to Coach Williams with the Louisville Cardinals. Well done. Ladies and gentlemen, we continue this morning, and it gives me great pleasure over to my right. He is based in the Tampa Bay, St. Petersburg area. I always have to compliment him, first of all, on his selection of ties. He always has a great tie selection. And again, David Feaster, you do that. Now, I was going to wear a tie today. I think Gary was going to wear a tie, but my tie blew away as I was heading from the parking lot over here, so I have no tie. But you represent us with the ties up here along with both, so I appreciate that. But ladies and gentlemen, with all that, with a little history of our Howser Trophy, and to talk about our finalists for 2014, an Omaha welcome back up from Florida to Mr. David Feaster. Good morning, David.
Well, thank you. Howard, with my hairline, I try to deflect as much as I can with a nice tie, so I do all I can. Thank all of you for coming. My role is to give you a little background on the Dick Howser Trophy, previous winners and traditions. The Dick Howser Trophy was established by the St. Petersburg Area Chamber of Commerce Baseball Committee in January of 1988, shortly after Dick's death, to annually honor the nation's outstanding collegiate baseball player. We're now in our 28th year of promotion and have presented in Omaha since 1992. Let me tell you a little about Dick Howser. Dick was a two-time All-American shortstop for Florida State University. He was All-American in 1957 and 1958. He played 8 years in the major leagues, coached third base for the New York Yankees for 10 years before returning to coach at FSU in 1979. And the stadium, as you know, in Tallahassee is named for him. He managed the Yankees in 1980 and the Kansas City Royals from 1981 until his death in 1987. And then Howard, being a good Omaha guy, and the locals know, the Kansas City Royals won the World Series under his leadership in 1985. The Dick Howser Trophy honors the nation's collegiate baseball player who best demonstrates Dick Howser's many outstanding attributes. And it's important you hear all of them. Obviously, we're looking at baseball performance. We are also looking at leadership on and off the field, moral character, and courage. And we truly look at that. Also, another relevant point. We are not necessarily selecting the best pro prospect. We are looking at the player who had the best year in Division I baseball. We want to honor college baseball this way, not necessarily select the best pro prospect. Now, however, most of our winners go on to great major league success, as I'm sure this year's winner will. The permanent Howser Trophy is a beautiful work of art. Was created by an artist, Tom Corbin, who lives in Kansas City and was a friend of Dick's, and he created this beautiful work of art. Since 1999, we've been associated with the National Collegiate Baseball Writers Association to do our selection. We feel we have the highest level of integrity to our award. We have a grassroots selection process, which Bo is going to talk about. It starts at the local level, then moves through the district and regional levels, and ultimately to the Player of the Year. But more importantly, these are the voters who are watching the players play. They are seeing them on a daily basis, just not one or two people who make the selection for an award. Many of our previous winners have gone on to major league success. one of our very first, Robin Ventura, Oklahoma State. Georgia Tech's Jason Veritek. We had Tennessee's Todd Helton, FSU's J.D. Drew, FSU's David Posey, and David Price of Vanderbilt. So our previous winners have had great success. We have a national reputation, history, and a high level of integrity, we feel. In fact, Sports Illustrated once showed all the Player of the Year awards for each college sport and listed college baseball's award as the Dick Howser Trophy. So we feel we're the Heisman Trophy of college baseball and are very proud of our tradition and character. This year's Howser Trophy nominees truly represent the best in college baseball this year. Our finalists were Max Pentecost, Kennesaw State catcher, pitcher Aaron Nola of LSU, outfielder Michael Conforto of Oregon State, Ben Wetzler, Oregon State pitcher, and A.J. Reed, Kentucky pitcher, first base. So now, that's a little bit of our background. We are pleased to be part of college baseball. We do the best we can to honor college baseball. We do a campus presentation also to, again, promote college baseball as much as we can. So now to talk about the selection process, Bo Carter.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you, David. And again, it's a very simple process, but one that involves people nationwide. In the fall, the National Collegiate Baseball Writers select a preseason All-America team, which has been published for the last 16 years. There are 2 ballots for the Howser Trophy. The highest number of voters on the first ballot become the semifinalists. Then there's a vote for the finalist on the second ballot, and so it's a very contained process. Also, the baseball writers since 2001 have picked a regional or district player of the year from each one of the 8 areas of the country just to give some more recognition to some of our outstanding players who might not be one of the 3 or 4 finalists. So it's been a very long and very well put together process. Russ Anderson and Mike Montoro, who are our 2 associate executive directors, do a tremendous job as far as helping tally the votes, and it's a group thing. We don't use Price Waterhouse, but we do have a great deal of integrity with it, so we're very happy about that. But we're so glad to be back here again, and to thank you for letting us explain the voting process.
Thank you, Bo Carter, and thank you, David Feaster, as well. We welcome you back to Omaha, Nebraska. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before we have the presentation of the 28th Annual Dick Howser Trophy recipient, we will ask all of us to look at the video underneath the clock right over there, and we will have some highlights of this year's winner of the Dick Howser Trophy.
Come with me now. Come with me now.
Underneath that clock. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce over to my right. She is here and does a great job, of course, the daughter of Dick Howser, Jana Howser, for the presentation of the 28th Annual Dick Howser Trophy recipient, this one for 2014. Jana, welcome back to Omaha.
Thank you, Howard, and thank you, everyone, for being here with us today. Before I say a few words about my father, what he, I know, felt about this game and the importance of all of us being here for that matter because of how much so many of us here are involved in the game that we love. I'd like to thank first Damani Leach and J.D. Hamilton, also with the NCAA. Damani is the managing director of championships and alliances, and J.D. is the assistant director of championships and alliances. I'd also like to acknowledge Dave Keilitz, who will be finishing his career as executive director for 20 years with the American Baseball Coaches Association. the NCBWA as the voting body, as you just heard from Bo, and certainly David Feaster, who was involved in the creation of this award at a time that I literally was in college, because at the point at the time that Dad was a reigning World Series managing champion was when he got sick and passed away soon thereafter. And it was years later that I became involved at a point which they had already been doing some wonderful things in my dad's memory. I'd also like to thank Howard for hosting us up here today as an advocate here in Omaha, and certainly very well versed in college baseball. And congratulations to all the other recipients. I'd like to just add one point about my father. Some people don't know this. He did have a wonderful career at Florida State University. What some people don't know is that he was a walk-on. He was a great high school player, but he was not terribly tall in stature, so he was an unrecruited high school shortstop in the state of Florida. And he and childhood friend Burt Reynolds made a decision, a pact, as Burt was a great college, as David knows, being a native Floridian too, a very good high school quarterback, that they decided to go to Florida State together. The key to that is that was my dad's access to higher education. He came from a wonderful family, but that was the means economically to assist in any ability to matriculate from college. It turned into the career that it was after that walk-on tryout, and for the rest of his life, not only did he stay very closely attached to college baseball, but he attributed that as being the foundation for everything else that came later on. And those were his friends for the rest of his life. He stayed very close, not only with people at his program, but people all over the country. That's why it means so much to my twin sister Jill and I, as his only kids too, and why we appreciate so much that David, and he does sport the orange tie, he is a Gator. I must add that how wonderful, because it really is about the big picture of the game. And in that we see, and congratulations on your performances, Nick, too. I love this game myself, and I always have. So I'm aware over the course of the whole year how things are coming together. And so the NCAA is the governance for why we are here, and how all the circles and layers of the conferences and the programs and the ABCA all touch each other. I'm always grateful for that, and I think about you all each day. So today, yes, we are celebrating this year's 28th recipient, the 2014 winner of the Dick Howser Trophy. And privately, when I learn who that winner is, I do try to think through the lenses, because I knew what all of this, I loved learning from my father. As a student of the game himself, my sister and I both, of what he might think about someone who has won this award. And certainly when we're talking about a two-way player, looking at the abilities and then combined with the performances over a career, I literally thought of AJ first, and I told him last night, and his coach, Coach Henderson, this last night, that I saw on television, thankfully, as we continue to have more and more televised games, that I saw AJ on the mound as a freshman, and I had heard his name, but I remember thinking, wow, same with you, Nick, same with many players, and more and more games each year. And I thought, wow, and so lo and behold, as this year begins, and I'm watching the statistics too, and I'm seeing the games that I'm able to see, and lo and behold, we end up in a place where we are today, by way of person that first holds now the single season home run record at the University of Kentucky. At the conference level, led the conference in RBIs, on-base percentage, total bases, and walks. He also led in win-loss records as a pitcher. And as these things progress throughout the year, that's amazing. And then on the national scale, as we get to the end of the season, he led the nation in slugging percentage, OPS, and RBIs, with a batting average of .336, I believe, combined with a fantastic win-loss record. So in celebrating many achievements and wondering how this is all going to be voted, we know that there are about 300 people around the country that are watching and writing and providing to us that love this game detailed information about what's happening around the country, and then we see where it all lands. And it comes to a person that has had incredible achievements in many ways, so much so that there's a lot of discussion about how he will be drafted. inevitably as a junior. And then to me, it's simply no secret that he was then drafted by an owner in Houston who played college baseball himself and holds the single game strikeout record at his school. That certainly took notice of what AJ has done. And that's Jim Crane, by the way. So I'd like to also congratulate with us today AJ and his mom Debbie, and certainly Coach Henderson. I'll stop here in a moment, but I want to acknowledge and that Brett Ingram from the University of Kentucky is also here with us. It's one person's performance, but this is all about the team. I mean, that's what we all know about this game. And as much as it's important that we all do what we can in our athletic lives and the lives around us, my dad, I know, as I am, and I know my sister is, speaking on her behalf, how thrilled we are to congratulate you, AJ, as this year's Howser Trophy winner.
AJ, come on up. Ladies and gentlemen, our 2014 recipient from the University of Kentucky Wildcats, AJ Reed.
First off, I would just like to thank coaches and the staff at Kentucky, and then my mom and my family to just give me the opportunity to play baseball growing up, and the coaches to give me the opportunity to play at Kentucky and in the SEC. I couldn't have done it without anybody at UK, the coaches, the staff, my teammates especially. They're the ones that push me, and the coaches push me to get better every day. So without all of them, none of this could have been done. So I'd also like to say thank you to the committee and everybody who voted, just for acknowledging, the season and everything that happened. So without them, this also couldn't have been done. So thank you to everybody.
Again, congratulations to our 2014 Dick Howser Trophy recipient, AJ Reed from Kentucky. Now we'd like to bring up to the dais the head coach from the Kentucky Wildcats. Does a terrific job with that program in Omaha. Welcome to head coach Gary Henderson. Welcome, Gary.
Thank you. I'll give you a little bit of an idea of who AJ is. The numbers, everybody's aware of the numbers. They're spectacular. AJ's a guy that is at the center of your club. He has a good time every day he's at the field. He likes to laugh. He's got a good sense of humor. He can poke fun at himself. He was fun to be around consistently. Even when it didn't go well, you had a rough weekend, you knew AJ was going to show up and he was going to bring energy and a smile, and those are all things that we look forward to on a daily basis with AJ. One of the things that hasn't been let me take a step back and thank Debbie. One of the things that in this profession is that at a certain point in time, when kids are drafted out of high school, that family's got to take a leap of faith with you as a coach, and they got to buy into your program, and they got to turn down a bunch of money, and they did. And it makes you feel good when it comes to fruition that things are better down the road, the way that you painted that picture. You told them it was going to be. It was the common sense move, but at a certain point they have to have faith in you, and Debbie did, and we appreciate it. I appreciate Debbie. AJ appreciates his mom a lot. She was a driving force behind him until he got to Kentucky, and she'll continue to be a big part of his life. AJ is the type of guy that 5 or 10 years from now, when that phone rings and it was one of our team managers, the guy that set up the pitching machine or chased the balls or got the fungos or wore the helmets, where AJ is the type of guy that's going to call that kid back. He's going to be the same guy 5 years from now, 10 years from now. He's going to do something silly on TV, and I'm going to call him, and we're going to get it squared away. That's the type of guy that AJ is. He's never going to be too big for anybody. He's just been a wonderful kid to coach. The thing that I was going to get into just a minute ago was the thing that nobody mentions is AJ's record as a sophomore on Friday night in our league, and I think it's really a huge part of who he is and what he's done. what was it? Yeah, 2-8. And I just think it's really, it speaks to AJ a lot, because he's a guy that, after going through that, made some decisions and made some changes and decided that he wanted to be better than good. The skill piece has always been in play. The heart rate never gets above 60, no matter what the situation. Tremendous competitor, very intelligent, good student, going to graduate with a degree from the University of Kentucky soon. But was like anybody that was 20 years old. There were things in the game that needed to get better and decisions that needed to be made if you wanted to be great and really reach your potential. And AJ made all those decisions and made those changes, and that's going to be the enduring image I have of AJ, is that he was willing to do the things that needed to be done to be great. A lot of respect for AJ. Really enjoyed him. We're going to miss him. Appreciate everybody on the committee recognizing AJ and what he did. And one last time, thank you, Debbie. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Coach Gary Henderson from Kentucky. We want to acknowledge we had a celebratory dinner last night that we always do, a tradition, and we really had a chance to visit and talk about a lot of different aspects of baseball. We had a lot of fun as well, get a chance to know AJ, Debbie, and everybody else involved in the process. Joining us for dinner, and who is here this morning, I just wanted to recognize him. Again, a living legend coach from Wichita State, of course, who won a national championship here in Omaha with the Shockers. Enjoyed visiting with them last night, and just wanted to say hello to Gene Stevenson. Gene, welcome back to Omaha, and glad you're with us as well, Coach. Well, again, we want to congratulate all of our recipients for the 2014 awards. Again, we want to thank the National Collegiate Baseball Writers Association. I want to thank Ms. Jana Howser again for so graciously enlightening us about, of course, her father, Dick Howser, and this award process. Of course, David Feaster, the executive director, and what he does, and Bo and Mike and Russ, everybody, what they do. And what we're going to do right now before we sign off, again, we want to thank Damani Leach and J.D. Hamilton here in the audience. Let's give them a nice round of applause. They really help us out. We want to thank Judy Wilson again, and wish her the best with the Mountain West Conference, and Malcolm Gray. And again, what we're going to do now is you can have some one-on-ones. I guess before we do that, are there any questions from the audience, even though we don't have one of those traveling mics, to Coach Henderson or to AJ or anybody else? Anybody have a question? I have one. AJ, when you talk about your teammates and becoming better every day and under the guidance of Coach Henderson, what's it like to maybe explain to some of our fans of what you have to do, the responsibilities and the maturity in the classroom and in the community, and then that trust? Maybe we talked a lot about last night, and we've talked about in the press conferences, the coaches over and over again, and the student athletes talk about that trust in building team. Maybe you could explain a little bit how that bond works, how unique that is.
Yeah, I mean, for me this year, the big thing was just being able to set an example for everybody. I knew coming into the year that a lot of guys are going to be looking to me to be that leader and carry us through the season. So, it started in the off season, as you said, going to class, and I took pride in that. I didn't miss very many classes. And, just being able to get the good grades that you need is where it starts off. And then being able to just go out there every day and practice and work hard and not take a day off is what it takes to take that next step in your game. And, for me in the off season, it was a lot about getting in better shape. So I think that helped out a lot. A lot of people, a lot of the guys on the team were able to trust me because of that and the hard work that I put in the off season, and they saw that. So once that started carrying over in the season, they really just hopped on and everybody worked hard the rest of the year.
That's very good insight. Any other questions? We thank AJ for that, to share that with us. Any other questions from anybody? Okay, we'll go to our one-on-ones. Again, we want to thank everybody here for coming to our press conference, and have a great time while you're here in Omaha. Thank you very much. Have a great Father's Day tomorrow as well. Thank you. Good morning.